Like, ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? Ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? That's a bet, right? That's a deal, right? That's a deal, right? Ayy, coming down like precipitation. I ain't never met a limitation. Hate plotting my elimination. Gotta go to rapping, you been a fake.
So, I'm here with Charlie. Charlie's from
sir.
Philly. You know, Dan, you probably might know me if you've been here before,
Yeah.
right? We're in Philly right now. A big member in the bike life community here in Philly. What other communities, you know, do you recognize other than, you know, bike life? What other communities do you think of when you think of community in general?
Like as far as just like
from our previous conversation, right?
oh, just like what's just everything around, like in the world,
yeah,
like
yeah,
community type thing.
Like when you think like it's Friday night, where am I gonna go? You know?
Oh yeah.
Philadelphia on a Friday night. Where are you gonna go?
On a Friday night, me personally, like a lot of people might go to the club.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. They might do that type of stuff. But me, I like to just do regular stuff. Like I like to go bowling.
That's dope.
Like, what else? I like to go to the movies, like regular stuff like that, because it's not the same no more. So you going to clubs, you might not make it back home. Going to a club, you might get into it, you might die, you might get shot or something, like, so it's just bad. So I'd rather not go to no clubs and nothing like that, because you can't go and have a good time. Like you might go and get into some bull crap. So it's like, man, I stay away from that. I'd rather just, you know, be with the people I be with and do, like, you know, just fun stuff, like regular fun stuff. Like we can go. I'm a type where I want to jump out of airplane. Like I want to go like canoeing. Like I like doing that type of stuff, man.
Have
like,
you ever jumped out of a plane?
Never. I'm gonna be scared.
Does it scare you?
No, I'm gonna be. Right now, I'm cool with
It's
it.
a perfectly good plane.
Yeah, I'm.
You don't
cool
know
with
how
it.
good the parachute is.
Right. That's why you signed that
Yeah, that piece of paper,
that
so
paper.
nobody that's
Yeah,
left can sue the guy driving the perfectly good plane home.
Hell yeah. So when I get up there, it's gonna be a whole different story. Like
Right.
I don't know. I hope I jump out.
You ever been in an open cockpit plane?
Mm-mm.
So I feel like some people forget about that. I would do that. I've never done it before. I've known about this place forever. It's called a place. There's not many places like this, right? Especially in Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
Called Van Sant Airport. It's up in Bucks County, like Upper Bucks.
Yeah, they got a lot of different airports. Yeah.
So this is a public park, just like this, owned by the Bucks County like Public Parks Association. There's no runway. It's just grass on the side of a hill, right?
Yeah,
and these planes, open cockpit planes from the 30s, the 40s, the 50s, are just landing on this, you know,
Damn,
grassy
right on the
knoll, they call it.
Right on the grass.
Yep,
Like,
and
what
it's
the
a big thing Sunday. Like a lot of motorcyclists go up and they like get their coffee and they watch the planes take off and land. There's like gliders out of there, so sometimes you see a tow plane, but they're all beautiful,
Nice.
colorful planes,
Nice,
like
yeah,
red and
nice.
blue and white or yellow and like
Yep.
all pinstripe, like
Damn.
how they used to make them in the old days. You know what I mean?
No, that's nice.
But like just like bike life, there's a community up there. You hang around the old guys up there long enough, they're like, come hop in the plane,
Yeah,
we're
jump
going
in,
to
yeah,
tow the
Yep.
glider up,
It's
come for
cool.
the 20-minute circle.
Hell
You
yeah.
know what I mean?
Hell yeah,
Put on
man.
your helmet and your
No,
goggles.
for sure, yeah, definitely. It's
But-
crazy like that.
You know, that's like the whole purpose of like what I'm trying to do with the channel. Is like what people think of to do when they have their free time.
Yeah,
Like
their free
it
time,
is
yeah.
a sad place in a club. Like I've ran venues and like bars before. It's like a lot of people coming to release the regression of life and their stresses and get intoxicated with a bunch of other people that are doing the same thing.
Yeah.
The Vikings used to do it, but they'd like slaughter each other for fun. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We say that's not fun. You shouldn't like punch your fellow drinker. You know what I mean?
Right.
So people bottle that shit up and then they start stabbing each other
They start
and stuff.
getting drunk, and when they drunk, they're a whole different person.
Right.
So it's like now, you going off of you being intoxicated. So now you starting to get crazy in here. You doing stuff to your buddy that you don't normally do. Now y'all get into it, and somebody might get hurt, and then the next day, oh, I didn't know I did that. Like it just be a lot. It'd be crazy, man.
It's any intoxicant. I mean, there are a few, right? But like, if you look at modern day America, there are even like soccer moms or like librarian dads that are taking, you know, Xanax or Percocet every day from a doctor. They're like, yeah, you need that for sure.
And that's the thing that with that too, with the drug thing, like people they get used to that too. They start taking Percocet. They start taking it's called lean. They call it lean, but it's really cough medicine.
Yes.
So everybody started abusing themselves with that. So now everybody all messed up. The perks got them all messed up. Some people be getting skinny. Like they be on them, they be stuck on them. It's really like dope for real, and a pill for them.
And then when you wear out the wallet, then it gets to the cheaper substances because that need is still there, and that desire to numb and feel good.
And they graduate.
And
the
then
crack.
Yeah.
The dope. You know what I'm saying? Stuff like that. Next you know you're gonna see him down K&A, Kensington. See him down there like, damn, bro, he was a clean person. Like he was cool. He wasn't that. Like, but that's what them drugs do. But it's sad because it's like you don't know. Another thing is you don't know what a person like going through or coping with, trying to cope with. So that's why they turn to that. So that's why I don't judge like everybody that's on drugs, or you don't know their life story. You don't know what happened. And the drugs was helping them like cope with it, and then it just messed them up. So,
I think the biggest sadness was like our whole generation. How old are you?
30. I just turned 30 in May.
So I'm 28. I feel like our whole generation have either been lost to either suicide, violence, or drugs. You know what I mean? There wasn't
Depression,
a war. You know? Yeah.
Man, like bro, like on this interview, like I'm really speaking facts. Like I went through depression, and when I went through it for the first or second time, like the first time I'm gonna say, it was crazy. Like I never knew what that was. I never knew how it felt. Like I just was feeling like, I just felt like empty. I felt out. Like I felt like I ain't want to be here no more. I felt like I didn't know what to do. Like I feel like I just stayed to myself, and I was just like I was lost for real. So when I went through depression, I understand like why some people ended up taking their life, or because the thoughts that it give you, you just be like, man, it's over with. Like I don't want to do this no more. What am I here for? It make you think a lot of crazy stuff, man. And there's some real stuff. I'm telling you, like a lot of people don't like to speak on.
No.
But I do it for the people that be scared to talk about it.
Right.
So like
it's a scary thing, and I'm glad you never surrendered to that weight of that.
Luckily, I didn't lose that battle.
I know a lot of people, like my mom, she loses that battle. She's like bipolar, extremely depressed. It took me years. Like I grew up as a teenager. Doctors would prescribe her everything, you know what I mean? She would drink, she would abuse it, and it took me years of telling her like, you're making it worse. You're making the mental weight worse. Like you gotta go out and experience life. That life is about sadness and happiness, and it is the worst thing. I've been to all my friends I grew up with, like the people I hung out with every day, they're all gone. They all lost their lives to drugs. Like they're all I will never have like somebody where I'm sitting where I'm like 40 years old and like, hey, you remember when we were 13 and like going through high school? And I'll never have that. All my friends now are from 25 and up, and I don't have, they're all dead. When I graduated high school, I graduated in 13, there'd already been 10 people from my class that had died, like 3 of them from suicide. One kid that year jumped in front of a train. I drove past his scattered parts on the way home. It was sad. It's sad. And it's all isolation. It's all sad. And that's like, I want to build, like, even I'm like very nervous around people. That's my biggest fear in life. Like, I don't tell that to people much. I love bikes. I love going 100, miles per hour on a track and like wheeling and jumping through the air. But you never know how a person's going to react. It's like a faulty bike that you just picked up out of the trash. You could be going 60 miles per hour and then the brake sees up and it flips over on you. You know what I mean? You have no idea. My second biggest fear, you have kids, right? And then your kids kill you in your sleep.
Anything.
Yep. What? How do you defeat that? You can't.
And I feel like in today's world, man, with all of that stuff you're saying and stuff that's going on, is like it mess you up. Like it mess you up as like inside, like as a person, it mess your heart up. Your heart beats so different. Like that's why now I'm like a different person. Like I'm still a good person. I got a great heart. Sometimes I hate my heart for real. I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm really a good, genuine person, but I'm still not. I'm like, you can't play with me though. But I'm still genuine. But it made me just like see a lot of stuff, and it made me just like want to be to myself. Like I be to myself a lot. I'm saying
give out too much and it wears you thin.
Yeah, and people might think, oh, hey, you weird or you want some weird stuff. No, I'm not weird. I'm just me. This how I.
Right.
I'm chilling. Like I'm just cool. Like I don't want to be around certain stuff or certain people. You know what I'm saying? I ain't on that no more. Like I done already. I went through my trials and tribulations already. I've been to jail. I've been outside on the block selling drugs with my homies. I done seen my homies die. Like I done. You know what I'm saying? I'm just already like far gone from that. I'm just like, man, I'm trying to find peace, bro.
Right.
And I use this right now to cope because I don't do drugs. You know what I'm saying? So that's my drug right there.
It's that release. You have to have something that like takes your mind off of the other stresses and puts your mind in like, hey, I have to focus on this, or another new stress is gonna come out. I'm gonna have a broken leg, or a broken wrist, or like my bike's gonna be on the ground and I'm gonna have to replace some parts.
Like people, like you said about like, you like to ride crazy. Like I like to ride crazy because some people be like, yo, you crazy, man. Oh my God, I hope you be good. Make sure you wear a helmet. Yeah, but I ride crazy because I think that's what helped me get off my, that's what I get my stuff off. Like I gotta ride crazy. I can't ride like regular.
It's how you get those endorphins out. It's how you get scared to appreciate life.
Yep.
We used to, like, as humans, right? Gatherers and hunters, right? You used to be afraid of your life. You could get attacked by a tiger or a bear. Now,
you can turn it off.
Look at that.
I
know. If only.
We gotta get that on there too, though.
I know. That's the good stuff.
That's another thing. That type of shit. Cars, like.
That's a drifting community.
Yeah, that too. The cars, everything, man. Like.
I feel like it's tough with the cameras because it's almost like you don't want to capture anything incriminating, right? Because I feel like we have a nice police department here in Philly. Like sometimes,
so?
right?
Yeah,
sometimes they fuck up, but I feel like they're the cable guys, right? They just hire anybody at this point, But it's really a hit or miss. But we are fortunate enough that most of them are lazy. You know what I mean?
Sure.
They won't get out of their car, or they won't chase you real hard, but they will watch the video and then show up at your house. So like that, I try and refrain from.
Hell yeah, man. Some of them is cool, and some of them are some dicks, man. But
some should definitely get paid to stay at home.
Yeah, like they just killed somebody just, a couple days ago.
Yeah, that's gonna be crazy. It's. I feel like if they knew when they set it all up how it would be today, I feel like a huge infrastructure resetting needs. I feel like if you had almost block captains, right? People that actually knew the people.
Yeah.
And like if you committed a crime, you didn't go to a new judge, you went to the same old judge. You went to the same jury. So it's not a new jury selection. If you did something twice, they're gonna remember the first thing. And they're gonna be like, come on, now it's a monopoly. It's like dealing with somebody at the airport. You don't know, and they don't have no empathy. You know what I mean? You need to know the victim, you need to know the attacker, you need to know the circumstances, you need to know all that. If you're just welcomed into some of it, your perception is very skewed. You're supposed to have the whole picture, like a camera. You know what I mean? You're supposed to have the whole viewpoint. When the horrible thing happened in Philly, we haven't heard what happened with the state police on 95. They kind of hushed that up. They were like, no, we ain't releasing nothing. You know what I mean? In Philly, it happened on the street in somebody's house, and they released more. They're going to release more stuff after somebody's door camera was released. There's no door camera on 95.
Yeah, it ain't.
So
can't even do nothing.
It's terrible. I feel like if there was more clarity and more forced truth, there would be more justice. You know what I mean? Now it's very injustice. Like I've been through the court system, right? I got popped for weed. I was sitting on my dirt bike at a waterfall. Guy came up and told us we smelled like weed. I was like, you walking 8 feet away. How you smell my weed in my backpack? You're crazy. Dumps out some kid's backpack, nothing, then gets to my backpack. I have like a gram in there. You ain't smell. We were standing there for an hour or two. We weren't smoking. We smelled like two-stroke, gas, and dirt. Like, what are you talking about?
Hey, bored, nothing to do.
Right? This guy gets me for $600, threatens to take away my license, ARD. I get smacked on a motorcycle. Chick leaves, right, in Philly. Chick leaves, right? I hire a private detective to find her. I go through court at least 12 times. I go to this court hearing for her to plead guilty on the last one. She kept pleading not guilty, not to drag it out, right?
Third one.
And then they were like, okay, you have to go to jail for 3 months. Like, it's written in the law, like on state legislation. And her lawyer was like, "What's the difference between law and house arrest?" And the court was like, "All right, house arrest works. Goodbye.
Yeah,
You can come back in 2 months to start your house arrest program."
Man.
2 months? What do you mean 2 months? Why not? What?
Yeah.
I laid in a hospital bed immediately.
Man.
She broke my leg.
I-
Like, that's the court system. Everything's skewed. Like, I was sitting in there for 12 different cases. Somebody, right, robbed them of their car, stole their gun, driving around their car for 2 months, caught in Jersey. In the court, they're like, "You didn't show up to the last 2 court hearings. What? Why are you gonna get bail now?" And he's like, "Well, I have a job." "All right, bail. You're
Yeah,
good.
that's
Goodbye."
crazy. Weird.
You have to pay for like the car though. You totaled the car. Okay, but I need my job. What about the 2 months they were driving around? There's no. I feel like everything. You know,
Yeah.
it's all. You have to have a purpose. They have to have a motive, like they're gonna get money out of you.
Mhm.
You know, I've watched videos
That's
on
all
the
it is
internet.
with that man with the system. Like that's why I don't want to be in a system at all. Like when it's easy to get in there. Like you get in there so fast, and then it's hard to get out of there. Like once you in there, it does like
They
man,
make it
bro, I don't-
impossible. I lived next to 2 twins my entire life, Bobby and Dave. Nicest kids, real dumb kids. Not their own dumb fault, but real nice kids. They'll give you their clothes off their back. Not the brightest kids. You know, they slung their shit, you know, in the same place, across from a school, in an apartment building. Wasn't the best apartment building in the, you know, everybody knew that's where you get the stuff. But why not move to the spot? Why go back
Yeah,
there after you get
right,
popped? The
right.
second time, the third time, the fourth time. Why? That's just your.
yeah. I
but
feel
like,
y'all do that.
once they were in the system, there was no help. They were a federal offender, a felon. You know what I mean? They could never vote. They could never get a real job. They could never get a gun. Now they were 19. Everybody was like, "Why do we want to hire Bobby or Dave?" You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
What kind of mental image does that give you the motivation to do anything with your life?
Right.
You know, as opposed to, "Oh, you messed up." Whereas opposed to if your name's Hunter Biden
Mhm.
and you were slinging drugs in the, you know, the apartment building,
Yeah. Man.
you got a whole bunch of other chances.
Yeah.
It's about building a community, and like
Mhm.
I feel like that's the awesome part about like bikes.
bikes. Yeah.
And like you said, the bowling, you know, like
Yeah, different stuff, man. And like the bike thing got like it wasn't even this big before. Like now it's just like it blew up. It's like crazy. Like I'm talking about like I was riding bikes before like the Instagram stuff and all that. Like I was riding like years ago before like all that stuff, like social media and all that.
right.
And then the social media stuff came out, and then it just started going up and stuff. So like, cause we used to before the Instagram stuff and all that stuff, we used to go at it with I think it was Baltimore. Yeah, with Baltimore.
Okay.
We used to go back and forth with them. It was like Philly versus Baltimore and stuff.
I
So we used to
remember
go back
hearing-
and forth
yeah,
with them
yeah.
and stuff. Yeah, it used to be a fun time though. Like it was lit. Like that's when the city was like everybody was still alive, everybody was still here. So it was like even more like it was just authentic. Like everybody was here. It was lit. But now it's like it's getting watered down to me. Like it's still, it's still a big thing, but it's getting watered down by like a lot of the new riders and stuff. Like these younger guys, they taking it to like they making it competitive. Whereas though like no, we all need to be trying to build something, like get a park or like try to get sponsors or something so we can make it off of stuff we love to do. Like
I think
You know
they're
what I'm
doing that
saying?
numbers competition.
Yeah, I
for
don't
the
be-
social media.
yeah, I don't be with that. I ain't
Right.
with that. Like you could, what's crazy, man? Like you could have as much money in the world or as many followers you think you got, bro. You could be a cornball. Like you can be a weirdo.
hmm
So like none of that stuff, like you feel me? Like that don't mean nothing. Like it don't mean nothing. Like
At the end of the day, it's all about the people around you. You
Yeah.
know, so you don't feel, like a cornball.
No, for real. Because like a lot of
You
people
know?
don't speak on this bike stuff, but that's why I needed to do this. Because like I'm gonna speak the real stuff about it. Like a lot of people like they get so big headed, man. They forget that like where they started at.
Well,
Like-
I feel like it's cliquish, like almost like
Yeah,
a
yeah,
high
people-
school like dance. Like some people sit on that side, some people sit on this side.
because people got their little weird hidden agendas, or they got their own little squad and all that. Like I ain't with no squad. Like I mess with whoever got these squads and stuff like that. Shout out to them. But I be on my own type time, man. I don't know.
Right.
I
And
like it.
but it's nice. I wish the squads would come all together. Like I ride in a
Yeah.
place called Trevose, right? It's like the woods, and we
The
have
PA?
like a blue tent, right?
PA, right?
Huh?
PA.
Yeah, Bucks County, Ben
Yeah,
Salem,
yeah.
right on the border.
Yeah.
And like there's this one place everybody hangs out at on a Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
It's like popping just like this, right? The lot's a lot bigger. Well, of the destination, I'm talking. This is 30 acres. The lot is smaller compared to the destination of riding,
Yeah.
but like it's a community. All the little cliques meet there, hang out there. There's a barbecue. There's a fire pit. Somebody usually brings a keg and a pickup truck.
Yeah,
like
some beer.
Everybody's interacting. The only time I feel like the pack almost interacts is like we all meet here at
Yeah.
Huntington Park,
Yeah,
and
like-
then we do the loop once or
Yeah.
twice, and then break apart at the final gas station, which is
Yeah.
usually the Luke Oil, which has
Yeah.
the chicken.
Like when there's 100 bikes, yeah, everybody together.
Right.
Like it'd be popping, like I said. But then eventually everybody break off. Now there's 2 packs trying to find. It'd be crazy.
Right. Right.
But it do be fun though. It be lit, man. Stuff happens. People fall. I mean, people get hurt. But that's the part of it. Like that's what come with it. So
and that's the safety in the pack. The pack stops, right, and then they help up.
yeah,
Unless
most of the time. But sometimes you can break down. And the pack will leave your ass.
Breaking down, I feel like
People
it's a
leave
little
your ass,
different
yeah,
than like somebody
That's why
falling
I ride,
over.
That's why I ride with certain people. Like for instance, him. Like I knew him forever. Like for
Okay.
years and years. Like I ride with him. I know I'm cool.
Right.
He ride with me. He know he cool. Like
Right.
on any level. Like cause that's my man. That's my guy right there. So like everybody ain't like that. So you gotta know who you with. Like it'd be crazy like that, man. It'd be really.
It's like that in the woods. It's almost like a buddy system. Like you have to ride at least 2 people, because worst
Yeah.
comes to worst, if you're on like the side of a mountain or a hill, like and you're trapped with your leg under your bike and you're alone, you're beat. You're just
Yeah,
trapped there.
yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
like,
man.
and we're all testing our limits.
Mhm.
That's the entire enjoyment out of it.
Definitely.
I think it's cool to see like all parts of the city though. Like
Yeah.
we each like the West Philly or South Philly or
Mhm.
North Philly, and like we all kind of meet at 2 places and
Yep.
then like kind of ride around to the different
Yep.
parts of the city. The only sad part I feel is like we kind of do the loop, and that's all that ever happens.
That's really the same thing, man. When we ride every time, we go around we go to the same route, like. So it's like everybody already know we're gonna do the same circle, then do it again and again.
Right.
So it'd be the same, yeah, man.
I wish that once in a while, like we'd stop at some hot, like we do stop at like the art museum and stuff like that. But I
Yeah.
wish like FDR Park we drive past all the time.
Right.
Like go
They-
chill
they-
with
they-
the skaters,
Yeah, they
drink,
do
smoke,
that,
chill for a second, and then ride.
They do that once in a while though, the skate park.
Yeah,
I like
yeah.
FDR Park.
And then Graffiti Pier. Graffiti Pier is
Yeah,
another
Graffiti
one. Like
Pier.
cops
Yep.
can't really drive their cruisers back there. You drive in and then you drive
Yeah.
out. There's 2 exits. You know what I
Yep.
mean? And then like we're off the road. There's no, you just chill for a second. There's no
Mhm.
harassment from nobody or pissing nobody off. And then you come back.
Yeah, for sure.
I don't know. I wish that like it's crazy that they closed this place on the weekend.
Yeah, that's
and
because
then, like-
that's because of see them type of cars.
Yeah.
They was when they had it open, we had the bikes out here and we had guys in them type of cars throwing donuts and
Mm-hmm. And they
somebody
can't-
in the car saw a bike hit the car, so and they just was messing up the area. So
Right.
they ended up closing it for a while. Like
It's
so
still
I ain't gonna lie,
closed.
it just started being open again.
This weekend it was open, or this?
No,
week?
it just started being open probably like a couple weeks ago. It was closed for a while. Like, a
Oh
long
yeah,
while.
during the winter.
No, this summer, the beginning of summer, it was closed too. They just finally started opening that gate.
Just for the week. It's closed Saturday and Sunday still though.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, it might.
Yeah.
I'm not sure because this really for the people come ride their jet skis and the boats, stuff like that. And
Yeah.
you see the water, right?
Yeah. It's
It
terrible.
usually be all the way up here.
It's terrible.
So the water low right now.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
See
man.
somebody's fucking
Oh yeah,
their vape?
down there. Yep,
whiskey bottle.
yep. The water usually be up there with them pipes. Is.
Yeah.
Yep, that's crazy. It's crazy.
Now, how long have you been riding? You said you're 30.
I've been riding since. Well, I started. My dad actually started me when I was like 5 years old.
Okay.
That's when I started, and from there, like I got on a bike, man. It was over with. Like that's all I wanted to do. Like I was gonna get on a bike, man, and I started to like, I fell in love with it, and as I kept riding through my years and my journey, as I grew and got older, I started like wanting to wheelie, and I ended up finally like learning that because I had a 400 EX. It's called a Honda.
Yep.
And I just one day I'm riding down the street from my house, and my dad and them watching me on the corner, so I'm just riding past trying to wheelie. And then one day I wheelied coming down the street, and it just went all the way back on me. And it was I was just sliding though. This before I learned the back brake, so it was just sliding.
On the bar.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I got that fear out of me when the bike come all the way back. So once that happened, it was sliding for a little bit, and then I hit the brake, and then it made the
Okay.
bike come down, I was like, oh, got it now. And then I got that fear out of me, and it was over with. It was
Okay.
like, damn, man. And then I eventually learned how to wheelie dirt bikes. But that was 2 different times. I wheelie 4-wheelers first. I was a 4-wheeler person.
Right.
Then I learned how to do the dirt bike on my own. And then now you see I'm on dirt bikes and stuff. But I feel like, man, the bike stuff actually kind of saved me, though. Because I was riding bikes, and then I started to fall. You know, I fell into the street stuff a little bit. Like I started being with my homies on the block all day, every day. I didn't want to go nowhere. We getting into wrong activities. We doing
Shenanigans.
We doing stupid stuff. I'm talking about like, guns and
Right.
drugs and people getting beat up. Like we just doing a bunch of goofy stuff, man. And I ended up actually going to jail one day. And I feel like the jail I think jail was supposed to happen because it actually like helped me out. It made me sit down and I couldn't move. I wasn't used to that. I'm used to moving around. So when I was in jail, it made me just realize a lot of stuff. Like I had to sit there and you think a lot. So I was in there and I'm like, damn, man. And then as soon as I went to jail, I lost my homie. He died. As soon as I went to jail, like my dad called me. Well, I called him on the jail phone. He told me, such and such got shot. He died. Another person died when I was in jail. Like it was just like
Sad.
it got crazy, and I was like, damn, man. Like it was just a lot of stuff, man. It's a lot of stuff. But I really be wanting like the kids and stuff. I would want to do this for like the kids and stuff, so they can, understand, man. Like pick up a bike instead of a gun. Just pick up a bike, man. Even though I know you gotta have a gun out here, because it's so crazy. You just never know.
Well, just like anything, you have to prepare and protect yourself.
Yeah,
Just like you have to
yeah.
feed yourself, you have to protect yourself.
Yeah, man. It's sad, man, because like you didn't have to do that before, but now you gotta adapt. You gotta always adapt to how you live or how life is. So like you just gotta adapt, man. But the bike thing, I feel like it when we on them bikes, man, ain't nobody beefing, ain't nobody getting hurt, ain't nobody shooting, like ain't none of that negative stuff going on. We all riding, building bonds, smiles on their face, everybody willing, even when somebody fall. If it's not a hard fall, like we'll laugh at it, like, oh, we'll laugh about it. I mean, as long as you didn't get hurt, and we'll keep it riding. Everybody keep moving, man. We turn into like a family type thing,
And pushing each other to build and get better at the sport.
Some of us push each other, but some people in this bike life, they get big headed, and they start thinking they're too big.
Okay.
They start getting the clout,
Right.
followers up,
Right.
and they feel like they're better than the next person, so they don't want to really help they act like they want to help other people, but they really don't. They don't want you to be above them. So it's like there's a lot of stuff that come with the bike life. Everything in life is something with it. So bike life got its pros and cons. Like, so people, like I seen a lot of people that wasn't even, before they even came up, like you'll see how they was.
Right.
So then when they get up there, now they acting like a whole different person. You be like damn, man. Like, I guess people are inspired with the bike stuff, kids and stuff, and I love that. Like, I mean, then I got people that I even probably put on to the bike stuff or got them into the bike stuff, and they act a whole different way now. Like, and I be like, yo, what the?
Well, that's people in general, but that's
Yeah.
awesome that you do that. I feel like
Sure.
that's like the best part about this community.
like-
is like it's such a welcoming community.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Supposed to be City of Brotherly Love, man. But they gotta change that name. They gotta change that name, man. 'Cause it ain't even that no more, man.
I don't know what they'd call it.
Yeah, like it's just crazy, but
Tension all the time.
We
Tense.
as you go, man, you just gotta pray and thank God that you're still here, still alive. Like that's me. Like I really sit back and thank God that I got my arms, my legs. I'm blessed to even have a bike. Because a lot of people can't afford a bike. Like there's some kids that want to ride so bad, but they can't afford a bike.
Right.
And it's like that's one reason why I say that I'm trying to make it, at least getting sponsors and be able to get that money or funding. Not just for me to go splurge. I want to come back. I want to help them kids that need. Man, I'll buy a kid a dirt bike if that's gonna save his life. I'll buy him a dirt bike to keep him off the street. Even if whatever it is, you need clothes, you need shoes, man. Like that's just me. Like I'll do whatever it is to help you stay from going down that path. Cause the streets right now they on fire. Like it's bad, man. I'm talking about kids is dying, babies, women. Like my city right now is just so trash. It's trash, man.
Now there's a program that the state of Pennsylvania does it, where they like the basic safety rider course. You can get your permit,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
And then you go and like they supply the bike in the lot
you
for the
do
day.
Figure eights and stuff.
Right. So like, if you were to almost start a charity, right, and you ran events, right, you could like keep all the money in because it's charity, you won't be taxed, right? So
Right.
you just put it in, and then you can keep the event going. And because it's a charity, a lot of people like to put sponsorships and say they're doing it for the
that,
charity,
that help.
right.
Smart idea.
So you could have like, even to start with, just I think it's PSMJ or something. I don't know, PJM something.
I think I might have heard of it.
But
think I did
whoever
hear of it.
does the basic safety rider course, they used to be right off of Castor Ave and like Delaware. They used to do
Okay.
it, but I think they got out of the city of Philadelphia and now they do it
Somewhere else.
somewhere else.
Yeah.
But there are tons of names, like Bon Jovi just came to Kensington and spent like, I don't even know, a lot of money.
A lot of money.
To do you were talking at Indiana Avenue in Indiana.
the
There's a
homeless-
huge
Yeah.
it's like 63 new units for people that are like displaced by the drug addiction and stuff like that, and
Helping
then
them out.
24 hotbeds. So like people that need immediate housing, that need like, and that's all, you know, an 80-year-old woman, you know, is doing that, like putting that all together, and it's all motivation to build that community. But to bring Bon Jovi to Kensington, you know what I mean? That's some motivation. You
It's
know?
crazy because Kensington, a lot of people know about Kensington. Like, a lot of big people, famous people, like, a lot of people know about that place, man, because the way it looked down there is horrible. Like, I'm saying, man, like, it's really, that's why they call it, like, zombie land. Like, you go down there, it's really like you're in a zombie.
Well,
like, it's crazy.
You brought up to me, like, the people that document, like, Kensington.
Yeah.
It's funny. Like, I just thought about it now. I always watch the news on YouTube. That's the fastest way to see the stuff, unless you're watching it like right on the news. But they put stuff before the news comes up on, and like there are people like that are media journalists that'll like Photoshop chicks in bikinis in the thumbnail of Kensington to get people to watch the Kensington videos.
That's
thinking
the
there's a
YouTube thing.
chick in
That-
bikini in it.
That's the YouTube world.
Yeah.
You know, your thumbnail gotta be a certain thing for people to be like, I want to watch it. It gotta be appealing.
Right, like
So-
why is there 3 chicks in bikinis
Yeah.
walking down Kensington
You know
Ave?
what's funny? They call it Kensington Beach.
Yeah,
I
well, it's
was
definitely
like,
not a beach.
People call it, yeah. I'm like, man, this is crazy. Kensington Beach though, like, yo,
It's bad.
it's bad. It's so
I feel like
crazy.
they are cleaning up though. It's getting a little bit,
think?
you know.
I
I
don't
feel
know.
like where they're doing the construction,
Oh,
now
yeah,
that the
on
lights are
on
gone,
train or whatever
yeah,
it is, yeah.
that's real bad. That's congested. But like when you get a little bit further, it kind of doesn't seem like the Mall of America. You know what I mean?
How
Like
it was, how it
yeah,
was.
like where
It
there's
was-
tons of people always walking
Cluttered.
at
It was-
whatever hour of the
Yeah,
day.
yeah.
It always seems like you just walked into the
Somebody's
mall
gonna
on
be
a
out
Friday
there.
night.
Mhm.
It's crazy.
You're gonna see somebody out there for sure. They ain't never just deserted. Like, you're gonna see somebody out there. But I hope they get it together, man. Because when I ride, even riding my bike pass down there, it'd be sad. I'd be just looking like, while I'm riding, I'm just looking like, damn, man. You see them stressed out. You see somebody just standing like this,
It's-
like this, like this. You think they about to fall, but they don't never fall. They just be stuck. Like I'd be like, damn, man, this is bad. Like,
The first thing that pops in my head is like the only reason I told you, I lost all my friends to the drug addiction. I never
Yeah.
like I've broken my legs, right? They've shot me up with fentanyl in the hospital. Like that was sketchy. Like cutting my clothes off and they were like prep the fentanyl, and I'm like hearing that I just broke my leg. Like I'm still conscious. Like this is my 3rd time breaking my leg. Chill. I'm
like,
used
yeah.
to this process.
Right.
You know, like what are you
Put that
shooting
in me.
fentanyl into me before? It's usually morphine. You got any of that in the
Yeah, don't
closet?
put
Like
that-
what's
don't
going
put
on?
Teddy in me.
And I'm like, no, this is what you get, but that's Temple. You know, I'd never, you know. So like, it's tough, you know. But like the number one thing that goes through my head is like, how you let everything go. Like the whole, you stop working for the longevity of your life. Like,
Yeah.
how do you picture nothing else for the rest of your life? How is that not so fearful for you? Like, how are you not afraid that you have no more control? Everything is up to the rest of the world, and you're up to the mercy of everybody. You have no more say in nothing. You're fighting just to feed your addiction at that point. You know what I mean? Like you lose it all. That's the, you know, there are very few people that end up doing heroin and turning into, you know, John Morrison and writing a song and hitting the top, you know, hits.
Hell
you
yeah.
know,
That's all. Like,
just like if you could see the community go anywhere, where would you want to see it go?
I would actually like to see it go up. I would like to see it go up, and I would like to see a lot of. I would actually like to see us get a lot of more. What's them called? Like recreation centers and like a lot of stuff that we used to normally do when we was younger kids. Like the normal stuff, like for kids that's coming up now.
Right.
The generation now is what we gotta worry about. That's coming up because all they gonna come up and see is the stuff that's going on now, just shooting and drugs. They gonna think that's cool. Like, yeah, we gonna go sell drugs. We ain't gonna go get a job. Like, no, it's cool to get a job. Like, it's okay to have a job. You don't gotta go out here and just think, oh, I'm gonna sell drugs or I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. No, like, see, people, this is what they do, right? They'll feed you this and try to make you feel like if you got a job, you're a lame. If you got a job, you broke. Or if you don't do this or you don't do that, you're not this. Like, no, you're not. Or if you don't do this, you're not cool. No, like I need like the kids to know for the community is that like, do you know, like if you going to school, go to college, you know, build your credit, get a bank account, save your money. Like you can win having a job, you know. Right. It just depends on what job. Get a good job. You don't have to get a shitty job, but do the right thing, because jail ain't for nobody. Right. It's gay. Like it's all guys in there doing nothing, being weirdos, lying about stuff. You gotta worry about lawyer fees. You gotta make sure somebody out here in the world gonna help you out for food, money. I mean, so it's just a waste, man. You don't wanna get in that system, man, because they act like they can like control you. I'm on probation right now still, so I'm supposed to get off in 2024. I've been on for like 7 years now.
Whoa!
But I'm
almost
blessed.
a lifer probation.
Yeah, man, and
that's
any little
crazy.
thing you do, like they gonna try to you violate it. I mean, they want to bring you back, yeah, man. Like, and I know I risk, you know, riding a bike, but I just know when I come out here, I know what I'm doing at the end of the day. I know if something happen, I know what can happen because I'm on probation. But every time I come out, I tell myself I can't get caught up by no police. So that's how I ride, man. And I even got a CDL, so I, you know, trucks and stuff like that.
Right.
I gotta make sure
Well, you're not doing anything malicious. You're not driving around on your dirt bike, kicking, you know, mirrors off cars, throwing.
You got some idiot riders that do that.
Right.
And they mess it up for all of us. They want to go on the sidewalks. You end up hitting somebody, and now you keep putting us in the light of being bad people, bad bikers, and
right.
Like, come on, man, no, like, so you can't do that.
You have to respect it. Yeah, it's just like you respect your home. It's a community for everybody.
Right. Right.
know?
That's why when we ride, you know, whoever's leading the pack and stuff, we just try to tell people, like, you know, be careful, don't ride on the sidewalk, you know, pay attention.
Right. Do you know who, like, I know a couple of years ago, I guess it was at the old lot. You remember when the helicopter, like, raided the old lot? They came in, like, all hot.
B Street. I think it was B Street.
Yeah.
They got houses back there now. It's down Richmond Street.
Yep. So
that's the time I was saying when there used to be, well, everybody was still alive. It was everything. That's when it was really like everybody was here. It was so lit, man.
It was right before like Rail Day was coming up 1 year. Mm-hmm. And they hit that, and then they terrorized Rail Day.
Yep.
And chased everybody around the whole day.
They do that every time. Yep. Yeah.
Well, I feel like the last 2 times it's been a little bit less intense.
It was.
You know what I mean?
It was better,
but like,
and shout out to Dirt Bike Rail. Rest in peace to him, man.
Yeah.
That was my man. That was my guy right there, man. Like, what happened to him was it was messed up. He was on the rise. Like, right now, he probably would have been sponsored, everything, man. He was coming up fast.
It's crazy.
But, you know, he lost his life to gun violence, too. Like, he was a good dirt bike rider. Everybody loved him. But, you know, we really don't know what else he was into at the end of the day.
Right.
So it's like, man, but that's a perfect example. You could be riding bikes and stuff, but you know, he died from a whole different thing.
Right.
So it's like, man, it's messed up. Like, a waste of talent. He just died. He could have been somewhere big right now. So I take heed to a lot of stuff. I watch other people's mistakes.
Do you know during that time, the city of Philadelphia offered to a group of some of the riders the possibility of getting together legislation to put together a dirt park. Yeah. And somebody shot it down and said they wanted like a street like we have now, the lot, right? and the city of Philadelphia took back the offer. Do you remember who that was? Do you remember?
I remember the time of what you're talking about, but I don't know who it was because I think it was 2022, not too long ago. They were trying
I feel like this was 19 or 20.
Yeah, it probably was. I remember a little bit, but I don't know who that person was.
I feel like we should definitely I wish we could find out that person and like find out who the community members in City Hall they talk to like get anything.
Well, we had
take any offer.
Yeah, we had a guy called his name Amin. I think it's Amin Brown. He's with the city or whatever. He do a lot of things around the city. He actually reached out and he was saying that he wanted us to come down to the downtown. He wanted me to bring a couple riders with us and stuff like that, and we were gonna have a talk about what can we do to you know, what the bike community need. Like, what do we need? A park? What can they help with? So we were supposed to do that, but a lot of the riders didn't feel like they didn't know what was gonna happen. They didn't know if we would have went down there, it would have locked us up.
Can't ride down there on bikes.
No, not on the bike.
Yeah.
They didn't feel like they would try to do something to us.
Right.
Once they got us in the office, like
Right.
once we in there, we can't run. So they felt like they might have tried to give us tickets or lock us up. People didn't know.
That's fearful.
So we didn't even go. We never went down there to even go and see what happened.
Right. I'd love to go down. I used to work in City Hall. I used to work for Motorola, the radio people.
Yeah. That was a phone thing too, right?
Yeah, they do
Motorola.
phones. So it's two different companies. They sold back in the 80s. They sold for Motorola Solutions and Motorola Mobile.
Mobile, yeah.
Yep. So Mobile is the phone company, and then I work for Motorola Solutions. Like when a firefighter or a medic keys up a radio, I fixed those radios back a long time ago.
Yeah.
I'm talking 15 to 20.
So,
when I worked in City Hall, that place. I thought going into it, right? I was turning 21, right? I was like, oh, I'm gonna have my own office in City Hall. I was excited. I was like, yeah. I was a week in there, and I was like, well, fuck me, dude. This place is terrible. This place is sad people. They threw out the microwave on me. How do you throw out a microwave? I was like, they were weird. It was like 8 people in this wing that were just very miserable middle-aged men that didn't want to be there. And I was like, yeah. And they were like, we have a microwave in the eating room. You can't have a microwave in your office. And I was like, nobody eats in the eating room. You have to have a code to go in there. It's ghost town. It smells weird in there. I don't want to eat in the I'm just making mac and cheese, dude.
Yeah, man. I'm just trying to eat, man.
You're crazy, dude.
That'd be crazy stuff like that, man.
But I feel like unless you push, right, nothing ever changes.
That's a fact.
It's the resistance that causes change and invention. You know what I mean?
Exactly what you said. If you don't push, nothing will change, man. You're gonna stay in the same predicament or position you in, man. If you don't strive, and I say that because I'll be hard on myself sometimes too. I'll talk to myself and say, man, you, because I'll be like, all right, I gotta do this. I'm gonna stay on it. I'm gonna stay on my YouTube stuff. I'm gonna go hard. I'm gonna keep posting.
Right.
I'll probably do it for 2-3 days. Next you know, now I'm back slacking again. So it's you have to push. It's the only way you're gonna see the results, man. And that's really the truth.
It's so
you have
tough.
to push, man. No matter what it is. Even if it could be anything, man. Like I said, it don't even gotta just be bikes and stuff. It could be whatever you're doing, whatever you're trying to do or pursue. You just gotta push, and you gotta have that motivation.
Right.
It ain't easy, but you can do it. So.
Well, I think we can wrap it up. Get you some riding footage of you wheeling. Thank you.
My favorite part, man.
For today.
My favorite part.
It's good to hear your side of what puts you on the seat. You know what I mean?
No, I appreciate you too, man, for having me and stuff. I thank you a lot, man. Definitely. Hopefully we can get some more riders and stuff soon.
Yeah. I love it here. I love
it's a nice, perfect little scenery, man. I come there sometimes just to chill.
You ever come down? They just made this new path that goes all the way down the river. Yep. I love that. I come right. I enter off of Bly or whatever, Bly Street. Yep. And that's the whole. It's nice seeing it. You live,
Yeah, man.
And then I wish you ever go behind the art museum. There's Martin Luther King Drive.
Yeah.
Right
all
now
the way
that
around.
bridge is all fucked up. They're ripping it apart. But right after that bridge, that whole road is now closed for 2 miles. At night, like, fall's coming, but during the summer, like, you ride that, it's
man.
beautiful. Kelly drives a bitch. There's cars, but no cars on that side of the road.
Yeah.
It's
Damn.
good. Yo,
I mean,
so I feel like anymore in our society, the platform, right, as we move away from broadband TV, like
Yeah.
Comcast and Verizon, we
Right.
have YouTube. Now you gotta almost pay for YouTube TV, $60 a month, right?
you get paid for that YouTube shit. Too.
Right. So like, and then you get, if you have the control of the money coming in, then you get to choose how you want to do it, right?
Exactly.
And if you're building off a community and building your own community, and then you
Yeah.
can create sponsors in that community.
Exactly.
There's a guy named Ben Arsenal that does like the music scene around here, and he won a competition from the city of Philadelphia, and they gave him grant money. It was
shit.
either 10, 20, or $30,000. I don't know what place he placed in the competition,
Yeah.
but it was about bringing a community together. So he throws shows in like the Ave and Nodo. So he threw a show at Graffiti Pier for free, and then he did like a Graffiti Pier cleanup day, and then he made an app where like you can go on this app and you can find things that are happening in the city of Philadelphia, and go and do them. And like, it's a no judgment zone, like it's like
exactly.
all are welcome, even if you're not from the music scene. Come on out.
Everybody
Like,
is. Yeah,
if you're
welcome.
a gamer, come out.
Oh,
A
yeah.
rider, what doesn't matter.
No, that's
And
dope as hell. That's cool.
right. So like, I would love to create, and I see a lot of other YouTube channels do it, create a community in a community of people feeling motivated and encouraged to come out, join in the, you know, the hobby, whatever it is, you know, whether it be dirt biking, music. Like, I do the tightropers, the people that like walk on tightrope lines, and like
them skinny line things.
yeah, those are
Damn,
people who are crazy, dude.
I want to try that though. I'm crazy. I'll be scared, but I'm crazy though. Like I try that shit.
So they do stuff at Penn Treaty Park and
that-
Glendale Rock Garden, right off of Kelly Drive, and
Yeah,
then
yeah.
Penn Treaty is right off Delaware, right at like
Yeah, I know you're talking about.
yep,
Yeah,
the Girard
yeah.
exit. So they're there usually on Thursdays, whether it be one or the other. If you go on Facebook, their page is Philly Slackers, SLAKS
Yeah.
or ERS. I don't know how to spell. Terrible, terrible education system.
No, but that shit cool, man. We need, like, that's my thing. I'll be like, just be like, every day I'd be like, damn, man, if I could just like network with people or certain people, or you know what I'm saying, that's all you need, man.
And it would create a healthier life, like
I can hang around you because like your mindset is, I like your mindset. Like a lot of people's mindset is not there, man. Like
Well,
you
thank
trying to
you.
make it happen every type of way.
Well, you have
Feel me?
to,
So, like,
you have to be open to the
Yeah,
world, like
exactly,
open
yeah.
to new things and how people are, you know, new perspective. I had to teach somebody yesterday. They were going through the international airport of Philly. They'd never been here. They were from Missouri, right? This is the third plane ride that they missed in 48 hours, right? So like, I had to step them through the process, and the people that work the counters at Frontier, I told them, like, it's like a system. You have to find somebody with empathy nowadays, somebody that wants to take the time and the patience to guide you through a process. If you can't do it the first time, and then the second time, you obviously need assistance and help. So you have to work with people. You can't get frustrated that you're in a bad situation. You have to surrender those feelings and accept the empathy and the people around you, and not use them as tools, but they have the tools to help you. So you have to make that connection with whoever's around you and build that community to have something, you know what I mean, and further everybody, you know what I mean. We have to, nowadays we have the phones, so like everybody's connected to everybody instantly, right? So we've kind of been divided because we all take our alone time. We all have our own houses that aren't huts. We're not in little tiny communities. But what happened a long time ago was when you were in a community of 100 people that were all kind of stacked on top of each other inside a village, and you were all pulling out of the same well, you all interacted with one another. And when you did that, you kind of always had a sense of community, a sense of belonging you know, and when people were outcasted, right, they were shunned to the whole woods, you know what I mean? And like they were almost sickly or something. And now we have those type of people walking into schools and shooting them up, or walking into events and just taking out random people. They're still pushed to the woods in today's community, but we don't see it. We don't see that borderline because we don't have the community ourselves. We're all isolated ourselves. So we fail to recognize that we have, you know, what's the biggest community other than Bike Life Team? We look at that picture, bro.
Oh,
That'll be our picture,
that was
dude.
nice, yeah.
Great.
To Google for the information, I'm a superstar, so I gotta shine. Top dollar be the bottom line. Bottom feeding niggas out of line. Turn your heart rate to a dotted line. Yeah, my zodiac probably $sign. Got the energy to win it, my nigga, I'm feeling great. Got a date with destiny, focusing on my fate. I don't give a